as the Lee Academy coach come onto the football field to a chorus of cheers and clapping. And we're just about ready for the kickoff here as the Lee Academy coach. Actually, Rich, the football game for neither team really has any bearing on the playoffs, doesn't have any bearings on anything to do with winning the state championship. But I can tell you, anytime two AAA football schools get together, it's going to be a Donnybrook. The Lee Academy coach currently 9-0, and I know they want to keep that string going.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Albert, I think I like the signs that were the banners posted on both ends of the field goal post, the goal post. The Carroll Academy sign said, "Spook the Colts. They know we're 9-0. They're coming in here looking for an upset as such." The banner that the Colts ran through said, "Welcome to the AAA."
This is Carroll Academy's first year in the AAA conference. They were a double-A power, and have been a double-A power for years. Might even have a couple of double-A state championships under their belt. We'll check on that at halftime. Jason Graber's got the football teed up at the 40-yard line from the left hash mark like he normally does. Deep to receive for the Carroll Academy Raiders is number 5, Chris Dunn. He's standing at about his 5-yard line, along with number 24, Jason Overstreet, and number 18, Jeremy Beckwith. Alan O'Brien sets the kickoff team down. The whistle has blown. This football game is underway. It's going to be fielded by Overstreet at the 10-yard line. And he's coming back up, gets out over the 25-yard line to about the 29-yard line before number 58, Alan O'Brien, number 33, Stony Stonestreet bring him down. So number 24, Overstreet, returns Jason Graber's kickoff from the 10 out to the 29, and Carroll Academy Raiders will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 29-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, you could hear some popping on that kickoff return, so this is going to be a physical game tonight, I got a feeling, Albert. Extremely physical. Two physical
football games. Carroll Academy looks like they don't have enough players on the field as they're getting a youngster in late, and they may have to waste a timeout here as the clock is running. And they line up in a power I formation, and now they line up in a wishbone formation behind quarterback. And number 5 is going to bust out over right tackle and going to almost bust it before number 88 for the Colts, Scott Flowers, tackles him out over the 40-yard line, tackled him on the 40-yard line, gain of 11 on the play, first down and 10 yards to go for Carroll Academy. Like to say hello to our good friend Greg Maxey. He's home this week, and we see him sitting over there in the motor home that belongs to Mr. Woody Dabbs. And if you hear us, Greg, give us a big wave.
Hey, Greg, how you doing, buddy, if you can see us through the smoke?
5-man front for the Lee Academy Colts, and Carroll is in a one wide receiver set. They bring motion. Straight back to throw is number 7. Throws it out here. It's going to be dropped. Number 88 for Carroll, that's Chris Shaw, the split end, just dropped the football. Number 7, the quarterback, Jeremy Jones, hit him right in the hands. And Clay Dabbs, along with Jason Graber, were bearing down on Mr. Shaw. And he might have heard footsteps and dropped the football. Second down and 10 for Carroll.
But I tell you what, they gave him pretty good cushion on that one. He would have had 5, 6, 7 yards on that completion had it been completed.
11:06 to go in the first quarter. And Carroll Academy lines up in a 2-tight set with a wishbone. Colts in a 5-man front. And Jones is barking out his signals. And there's a handoff to number 5. And number 5, that is Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn wriggles out over the 45-yard line to the 47-yard line before he's knocked down by the Lee Academy Colts. Gain of about 7 on the play. Make it third down and 3. Colt defense needs to buckle down right here. And the Lee Academy Colts, notoriously slow starters, Rich.
All the time. All the time.
Carroll Academy breaks huddle with 2 tight ends again out of the wishbone formation. The Lee Academy Colts are kind of walking up expecting the run, and quarterback Jones is going to give the football to the fullback, and he's not going to get anything.
Boy, that was
That's Clay Dabbs. That's number 56, Rich, Clay Dabbs. And he knocked number 20 back about 3 yards. The Lee Academy Colts are kind of walking up expecting the run. anything.
Boy, that was
That's Clay Downs. That's number 56, Rich, Clay Downs. And he knocked number 20 back about 3 yards. And I'm going to tell you, that was almost the best lick of the whole year right there.
Oh, that was a good one. That'll make the highlight show.
That's a loss of a yard on the play, and the Lee Academy Colts have forced Carroll into a punting situation, and Bradley Gordon and Wayne Bolden will get deep for the Lee Academy Colts. And number 1 for the Carroll Academy Colts, Tommy Acey, will do in the punting, and Wayne Bolden is standing at his 15-yard line along with Gordon. There's the snap. It's pulled down by Acey, and Acey gets an end-over-end kick that's going to be muffed by Bolden, and Bolden now is in a lot of trouble trying to get to the corner, reversing his field and cutting back upfield, and is going to be tackled at about the 15-yard line.
We got a flag on the play, though.
Flag on the play. The Lee Academy Colts are probably going to be guilty of an illegal block in the back. We'll wait and see. Youngster shaking up for the Carroll Academy Rebels, and timeout will be called on his behalf. We're waiting the flag here. That's number 10 for Carroll. That's Chris Goss, sophomore, 6 foot, 221 pound fullback. Golly, they're growing big in Carroll County, Rich.
Pretty good sized young men over there in them hills.
And he's up and off under his own power. Looks like he might have had the wind knocked out of him. He gets a nice hand from both stands. Lee Academy Colts are going to be guilty of a clip. And that'll be a half the distance to the goal line penalty for the Lee Academy Colts. And that'll put the football at the 7.5-yard line as the clip occurred right on the top of the 15-yard line. And the Colts will be starting in a hole from their own 7.5. 9:34 to go in the first quarter. No score. Lee Academy Colts stopped Carroll on their first possession. Carroll got 1 first down and then had to punt. The Lee Academy Colts will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 7.5-yard line. Colts break huddle, looking at a 4-man Carroll Academy front, and out of the split backfield. Chase Maxey's under the center, and we have timeout on the field as Carroll Academy. That's a new look that Lee Academy's given them, Rich, with 3 wide receivers. I talked to Coach Weiss before the game. He told me they're going to try to force them to cover our wide receivers man-to-man and get them out of the zone, and Carroll noticed it right off and called time.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, it gave us problem. It's given us problem, those 3 wide, so maybe Coach Weiss decided we'll put it in ourselves and see how they adjust to us now.
I tell you what we're going to do since timeout has been called by the Lee Academy Colts. Marshall, we're going to take a 30-second break, and that's all. 1 30-second break for this word from our sponsors, Kirk. But Lee Academy now with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right and 1 to the left, and out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey, looking at a 4-man Carroll Academy front, is going to run a quick pitch to Bradley Gordon, and Bradley Gordon is going to be tackled at the 10-yard line.
I'm gonna tell you what, I'm impressed with the speed on their side. They came to Bradley pretty quick that time, Albert.
Just the old scat play, and Bradley Gordon's tackled just short of the 10. Let's call it the 9, gain of 2 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 8. Well, we'll call it 2nd and 7, just like the scoreboard says. Scott Flowers checks into the football game, bring out Ivy Dees, which means we will not be in our trip receiver set. We send Jason Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the right. Tight end Flowers is on the left-hand side, and out of the I formation, Maxey sprints out to the right to throw and throws the football downfield. It's going to be incomplete. Intended for Cooper Tyner. Football is just overthrown a little bit, and the Colts trying to open it up here early in the football game. No score, 8:36 to go in the first quarter.
I tell you what, they're going to try to loosen up that front line of that Carroll Academy Rebels because they got to kind of spread those guys out. Too much beef up front to keep them packed in there like that.
Boy, it seemed like for the last 2 games, Rich, we've had our back to our own goal line the whole game.
Well, it's been great.
Been great.
To watch them work out of it,
Oh,
man.
okay. Ivy Dees checks into the football game for Jason Graber. And the Colts break huddle with wide receivers to the right and to the left. Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon are split behind Maxey on 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Looking at a 4-man Carroll Academy front, and here comes just the straight veer formation, and the outside veer to Shannon Hood, and Hood runs it out over the 10-yard line to the 14-yard line. Going to be short of the first down by about 2.5 yards, and the Colts are going to have to punt. Todd Stanton, number 23. that deep to receive for Carroll will be the same three youngsters that will deep to receive the kickoff. That is number 5, Dunn, Overstreet. Good kick by Todd Stanton. It's going to bounce in Lee Academy territory. It's going to take a big Lee Academy.
Look at that bounce.
Inside of the 45-yard line.
He's going to pick it up and run it. Look at that bounce. He's going to pick it up and run it.
Lee Academy coach evidently thought the football hit a Carroll Academy youngster.
But the guy in the white cap says, no, it's down at the 40.
I think you can advance the fumble. Okay, now we're back on the air, I think. We're waiting to call here. We're waiting to see if the Lee Academy coach have taken possession of this football. It's right over in front of the Carroll Academy bench. We apologize for going off the air a minute. I hit my hiccup switch here.
I wish you wouldn't do all that hiccuping, Albert, and just kind of just leave the switch alone. I tell you, it's a long discussion going on about.
I think the Lee Academy coach are going to get the football, Rich.
Well, Carroll Academy's got back in their huddle. I don't know what's going on, to tell you the truth. But I believe Carroll Academy's got the football, Albert.
Referee Joe Simcox is coming over to explain what the call is to Coach Ricky Weiss.
And he's a good official.
So it was no fumble. Carroll Academy will have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 41-yard line. I believe 31 out here is the biggest split in I've ever seen in my life.
I was just looking at that guy. He is tremendous in size.
And out of the one-back set with trick receivers, Jones is under the center. This formation has given us trouble all year, and they're going to run a straight handoff. And number 33, Stony Stonestreet, along with number 44, Kerry Middleton, are going to throw number 20. That's Chris Pope. And are going to tackle him, and he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play, make it second down and 8 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels.
I'm going to tell you that split in was number 31, Michael Fair, at 255.
6'3", 255 being covered out there by number 81, Cooper Tyner, who stands 5'9", 160. And that may be stretching it just a little bit for Cooper. Out of the trip receiver set again, Jones is under the center. And he's straight back in the pocket to throw, and going to throw the football intending it for number 1. That's Tommy Acey. Nice play out there by inside linebacker Stony Stonestreet. Puts his hand up and knocks the football down and makes it third down and 8 yards to go for Carroll. 7:02 to go in the first quarter.
That was just going to be a quick two-step drop and a hummer at him.
Well, everybody that saw that has seen some of our games have put this trip receiver set in because it's given us trouble all year.
They've looked at our films.
And they line up in it again with 4 wide receivers and one running back. And Jones on third down and 8 is going to run a bootleg and is going to be sacked. Number 63, Jack Laney, with a little bit of help from 4 wide receivers and one running back. And Jones on third down and 8 is going to run a boot. Number 63, Jack Laney, with a little bit of help from Scott Flowers, throws Jeremy Jones for a loss back inside the 35-yard line to the 34. And so the Lee Academy coach will force the Carroll Academy Rebels to punt, and we need to get some field position here. 6:39, the clock is running to go in the first quarter. As they're having trouble getting their punter on, the youngster has to change shoes to come in and punt. He's got his shoe changed. Looks to me like I would find me a shoe I could kick in and play football in too. Snap is back, good snap, and the kick is away. And this is an end-over-end kick that's going to be fielded by Gordon. And Gordon looking for a block, is going to be tackled. Out over the 35-yard line. Let's see where they give him forward progress, right on the 35. Colts have good field position. They'll take over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line.
I'm going to tell you, Carroll Academy gets down quick on their punt coverage, Albert. They do a good job with that. Really coming downfield in a hurry.
Chase Maxey steps into the huddle. He has the play from Coach Ricky Weiss. This is our best field position in 2 games, isn't it, Rich?
No question about that.
Cooper Tyner goes wide to the right. Jason Graber's wide to the left. And Eric Williams and Bradley Gordon are the backs. They're split behind Maxey. And looking at a 4-man front, they're showing blitz. And Maxey, barking out his signals, is going to give it on the trap to Gordon. And Gordon, looking for one, comes inside of out over the 35-yard line to about the 38-yard line before he's knocked down. That'll be a pickup of 3 on the play and make it 2nd down and 7 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Colts need to get some offensive thrust going here. Break on top in this football game. Ivy Dees checks into the game for Scott Flowers, which means we'll go with a no tight end set and 3 wide receivers. Coach Ray Cuttle and Jason Graber will be wide to the left. He's got single coverage out here by number 24. I just have to test that if I was the Lee Academy Colts. And 2 wide receivers to the right. They're at a 4-man front. And Maxey, barking out his signals, is going to throw the football to Ivy Dees. And Ivy Dees, on just a little hitch pattern, is going to run out over the 40-yard line to about the 41 or 42-yard line before he's knocked down out there by number 44 for Carroll. That's Brad Smith. And make it 3rd down now, 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. Wayne Bolin checks into the football game for the Colts. He'll be that 3rd wide receiver, bringing out Ivy Dees. As Ivy might have had a toe stepped on or something, walks off kind of gingerly, limping a little bit there. And we send Cooper Tyner wide to the left. Wayne Bolin is in the slot to the left. And Jason Graber is lined up on the right-hand side, getting single coverage again. I just have to try it. I tell you, Maxey, out of the I formation, is going to run the option. He's going to pitch the football to Gordon, and Gordon's going to get first down yardage out over the 45-yard line to about to the 47 or the 48. Good execution of the option by Chase Maxey.
Boy, he read it well. He let the guy come in on him. He just flipped the ball out to Gordon. Gordon turned his nose downfield, picked up the first down.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts at their own 47-yard line. No score with 4:15 to go in the first quarter. Scott Flowers checks into the football game for Wayne Bolin, which means we'll go back to a tight end. And we have Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's in the slot to the left. And out of the I formation, Chase Maxey sprints out to the left to throw. Looking, has got Maxey, got Graber open, and Graber's going to catch the football inside the 20-yard line down to about the 15-yard line before he's knocked down. Football was underthrown just a little bit, Rich, so that would have been a touchdown.
Jason had to hold up just a little bit on it. He had 2 defenders beat, caught the ball going backwards and just couldn't get turned around and get his momentum going.
I tell you, they are not going to be able to single cover him, because if they try to, we're going to score 100 points. 3:52 to go in the first quarter, and we line up in our trip wide receiver formation again. And out of the I formation, they got single coverage on him again. Now they're bringing 2 cover guys over here on him. And Maxey, out of the I formation, is barking out his signals, and we shift into a split backfield. And we're going to run straight back and throw a look in over the middle to Ivy Dees, and Ivy Dees is going to be jarred loose from the football on a nice hit by the strong safety for Carroll Academy.
I tell you, the ball was thrown just a little bit behind Ivy, given the speed he was at, and the Carroll Academy guy was just kind of waiting on him and just kind of shoved him in the back rather firmly.
Wayne Bolin checks into the football game for Ivy Dees. Ivy Dees, who's every week's playing a more important role in our offense, Rich. He's really coming on strong at the end of the year.
He's looking good.
Cooper Tyner goes wide to the right. Wayne Bolin's in the slot to the right. Jason Graber split to the left by himself, drawing double coverage. Now number 5 walks off of him, and we're going to run a straight handoff dive to just out of the I formation off left tackle, and Bradley Gordon's going to be stopped for no gain. Might have even lost a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Lee Academy Colts. Let's call it no gain, make it 3rd and 10. Maxey over here talking to Coach Ricky Weiss, getting some last-minute instructions. And we break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the left, Cooper Tyner going wide to the right, and Wayne Bolin is going to be in the slot to the right. And they're in a 4-man front. Looks like they may be blitzing. Number 5's walking up from the corner, and Chase Maxey is straight back to throw and going to throw a look in to Cooper Tyner. It's going to be incomplete. Little crossing pattern out there by that twin wide receiver set. The inside guy went out, the outside guy went in, and he was open. The football was just underthrown a little bit, and the Lee Academy coach will attempt a field goal. He hadn't kicked a field goal all year.
Yep, this will be our first one if we make it.
Jason Graber will be the kicker. Chase Maxey will be the holder. It will be teed up at the 21-yard line. This will be a 31-yard attempt by Jason Graber. Maxey's the holder. Laney's the snapper. It's back. The kick is up. The kick is long enough.
It's good.
The kick is good. Lee Academy 3, Carroll Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Number 20 for the Carroll Academy Raiders, that's Chris Pope, fields the kickoff, runs the football out to close to the 30-yard line where Chris Lively, number 89 for the Lee Academy Colts, makes a nice stop. And Carroll Academy will take over, 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 30. They trail in the football game 3-0 with 2:41 to go in the first quarter. Bradley Rybolt's in the football game now at right defensive tackle, giving Kerry Middleton a break. And Carroll Academy breaks the huddle in a power I formation now with 2 tight ends. And the Colts, they're going to run misdirection, and they're not going to get much. As number 5 for Carroll Academy, that's Chris Dunn, is tackled by number 63, Jack Laney. So it looks like number 63, Jack Laney, has come to play tonight, as he's got a big sack and a big tackle on 1st down there for 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9 for the Carroll Academy Raiders. Carroll gets some... Boy, it looks like Carroll is unorganized to me, Rich. They're having trouble getting the right players into the game. And they break huddle, and they send a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And they're in an I formation now behind junior quarterback Jones. And the Colts, they bring motion back to the right. And the Colts in a 5-man front. And straight back to throw. Out here to number 1, Acey, and Acey's just going to slip down. Eric Williams had coverage out there. Eric Williams helps him up, pats him on the behind, sends him back to the huddle. Gain of about 3 on the play, make it 3rd down and 6.
I tell you, Albert, a lot of times when you try to set up a special offense just to go against a team that you know is weak in certain areas or appear to be weak, you set up an offense that tries to run it, and your players are not really accustomed to it during the week that they have the practice for it, and there is probably some confusion that goes on out there. Who's supposed to be where at what time?
I think you're right, Rich. 1 minute to go in the first quarter on 3rd down and 6 yards to go out of the wishbone formation. Now they shift out of the wishbone into a wing out of the I formation, and there's a pitch sweep out here. Number 44 is going to be knocked down by Eric Williams. That's number 44, Brad Smith. Eric Williams, from his strong safety position, comes up and knocks Smith down, and the Colts have forced Carroll Academy to punt again. And number 20, Wayne Bolin, and number 39, Bradley Gordon, will get deep. Number 1, Tommy Acey, will be handling the punting duties for the Carroll Academy Raiders. And Bradley and Wayne are standing at about our 28-yard line. All year long, Rich, we've scored points in bunches, so let's see what happens here.
Boy,
nice kick by Acey that Wayne Bolin is going to let hit and going to take a Carroll Academy bounce kind of semi-sideways there. Is going to be downed inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. So that's where the Colts will take over, 1st down and 10 from their 28. Pretty good field position again with 7 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Pretty fast-moving first quarter here tonight.
Several of the Colt players have got on green leggings here tonight under their football pants. As the first quarter comes to an end. First quarter's over. Colts lead 3-0. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Colts break huddle in our 3 wide receiver set again. Cooper Tyner's wide left, Ivy D's slot left, Jason Graber's wide to the right, and Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon are split behind Maxey. And here comes the outside veer to Shannon Hood, and he's right up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and runs the football out over the 45-yard line to the 47. So that 3 wide receiver set softens that middle up a little bit, Rich, and allows us to run that veer, which Chase Maxey in his offensive backfield does so well.
Boy, a great run there for Shannon Hood, getting back to his old form that we saw in the early part of the season. Just good power running right up the middle.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts from their own 48-yard line. We break huddle, and Cooper Tyner goes wide to the left. Ivy D's is in the slot to the left. Jason Graber is wide to the right. Hood's close, and Bradley Gordon's deep. And sprinting out to the left to throw is Maxey, getting great protection, and throws the football incomplete, intended for Ivy D's. Chase seems to be just a hair off, Rich.
Well, just a little bit behind Ivy again. Chase to me always has had a funny kind of throwing motion anyway, but he's been so good all year long that he's due to be off a little bit every once in a while.
11:32 to go in the first half. Colts on top 3-0. Second down and 10 yards to go from our own 48-yard line. Scott Flowers checks into the football game, bringing out Ivy D's, which means we'll have a tight end back in the game, and only 2 wide receivers, and they're both going to the left. Graber wide to the left, Cooper Tyner slot left. Gordon and Hood are split behind Maxey, and we're going to run the outside veer to this side. It's wide open. Maxey barking out his signals, looking, here it comes, gives the football to Hood, and Hood's out inside of Carroll Academy territory, breaks a tackle and runs the football inside the 35-yard line. And we're going to run the outside veer to this side. It's wide open. Maxey barking out his signals, looking, here. To tackle and runs the football inside the 35-yard line. I just had a feeling, Rich, they overshifted to our split side, and we ran the veer to this side, and it was wide open.
Well, I tell you what, again, Shannon Hood looking like he did in the early part of the season. Just keeping on grinding there, Albert.
Great effort by number 34, senior running back Shannon Hood, and the Colts have a first down and 10 yards to go from Carroll Academy's 34-yard line. Ivy D's checks into the football game for Jason Graber. And the Colts send Ivy D's wide to the left. Cooper Ivy D's checks into the football game for Jason Graber. And the Colts send Ivy D's wide to the left. Cooper Tyner's going to be in the slot to the left. Tight end Flowers is lined up on the right-hand side. And out of the split backfield again, Hood and Bradley Gordon listening to senior quarterback Maxey, looking at a 3-man, and here's the trap to Bradley Gordon, and Gordon's going to run the football close to the 30-yard line. He's going to be knocked down at about the 30 and a half, let's call it the 30, pick up of about 4 on the play, and make it second down and 6 for the Lee Academy Colts.
I tell you what, good play selection going on right now, Albert, by the Colts. They're mixing up well, throwing the ball, keeping them off guard, spreading them out, not letting them pack up on them. Good play calling.
Jack Laney checks into the football game for Joey Spinks, who's shaken up just a little bit. And Vance, our sports medicine guy, comes over to tend to him. He seems to be okay. And we bring motion back to the right in the form of Cooper Tyner, and Maxie, out of the I formation, is going to sprint out to the left. Looking, and throws the football. It's going to be called out here by Jason Graber. Great throw by Chase Maxey inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 18. And I tell you, number 24 is going to be in for a long night if he's got to cover Jason Graber one-on-one all night.
I tell you what, Jason doing a good job running the pattern. Chase doing a good job moving left and throwing the ball on the dead run, right on the numbers.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the Carroll Academy 18-yard line. 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the first half of the game. Colts break huddle and send Ivy D's wide to the right. Cooper Tyner is going to be in the slot to the right. Tight end Flowers is lined up on the left-hand side. We're going to throw to him in just a minute. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey looking over a four-man Carroll Academy front, and we're going to run the outside veer handoff to the dive man Shannon Hood, and he's going to get down close to the 15-yard line. Let's call it right on the 15, pick up a 4 on the play, second down and 6. Let's call it a 3-yard gain and make it second down and 7. Jason Graber's back into the football game for the Colts. And we break huddle and send Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner's going to be in the slot to the right. And tight end Flowers is lined up on the left-hand side. Their coaches are about 10 yards on the field over there. And out of the I formation, Maxey straight back to throw. Nice sprinting to the right and throws it out here. It's going to be caught inside the 5-yard line by Jason Graber. And number 1, Tommy Acey, is getting a little bit of dose of that medicine as the Colts are going to have a first down and 10 yards to go from Carroll Academy's 5.
I'm going to tell you what, Jason did a marvelous job of catching that ball. He was almost on his knees when he got to that ball. Good catch.
First down and goal to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the Carroll Academy 5-yard line. Colts lead in the football game 3-0, threatening to put more on the board here. And we break huddle with and send Cooper Tyner wide to the left. And Ivy D is in the slot to the left, and we're trying to soften up that middle again to run Shannon Hood. And we've got it done, and we're going to give the football to Hood, and Hood's going to get down. No, he's going to fake the ball to Hood, and Chase Max is going to run it in for a touchdown. Fool the old announcer. Run Shannon Hood. And we've got it done, and we're going to the ball to Hood, and Chase Maxey is going to run it in for a touchdown. Fool the old announcer. Chase Maxey faked the dive play to Shannon Hood and just kept it and runs the final 5 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. Lee Academy Colts 9, Carroll Academy nothing. Sorry, Chase, I didn't mean to take your touchdown away from you there.
That's okay. That's what Carroll Academy was looking for Hood up the middle.
Chase Maxey has it teed up at the 10. Jason Graber will be kicking. Snap is back. The kick is up. The kick is good. Lee Academy 10, Carroll Academy nothing. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Jason Graber approaches the football, is going to kick a low kick. It's going to be fielded by Pope around the 10-yard line, and he comes right back up the middle, or right back up the right side, and the Colts are going to knock him down just over the 25-yard line to about the 27. I got news for Mr. Pope. If he thinks he's going to scare us off tucking that ball with 2 arms and running hard as he can, we got some guys that'll knock him in the next week on our team.
Well, I tell you what, they'll knock him in the next month, which ain't far away.
Carroll Academy takes over first down and 10 yards to go from their own 28. Lee Academy Colt defense can hold one more time, and we can deliver a knockout punch here in the first half, Rich.
They're really looking good, looking sharp tonight.
Carroll Academy has wide receivers both ways, and out of the I formation, they're going to bring motion back to the left in the form of Acey, and Jones is going to run a straight handoff off right tackle. to their tailback. I think that's number 44, Brad Smith. But we'll wait and see as they get up. It's number 20, Chris Pope, runs the football. Picks up 5 yards on the play. Whoever ran it, they picked up 5 yards, and they have it 2nd down and 5 yards to go from their own 33-yard line. Carroll on 2nd and 5 breaks the huddle, and they line up in a wishbone formation, 2 tight set. And Jones, the junior quarterback, is under the center, barking out his signals, and they're going to run a straight handoff to 44. And Eric Williams is going to knock him down close to 1st down yardage, out over the 35-yard line to the 38-yard line. Going to be very close to 1st down yardage as they spot it. We're awaiting the call from referee Joe Simcox. And I believe it's a little short. 3rd down and less than a yard to go for the Carroll Academy Raiders. Clock is running with 7:15 to go in the first half. Colts on top 10-0. Number 10, Chris Goss, checks into the football game for Carroll Academy. And out of the wishbone formation with 2 tight set. Jeremy Jones is under the center. Colts are walking up there, and there's a handoff to the big fullback. That's Pope, and he comes out over the 40 to about the 45 and was a step away from popping that one all the way. Jack Laney on the stop for the Lee Academy Colts. 6:50 to go in the first half. Clock is running. Colts on top 10-0. Phil Dodrell checks out of the football game. Good to see Big Phil back. Had a little knee problem earlier in the year. Seems to have it straightened out.
Kept him out of action for what, 2 or 3 games?
2 or 3 weeks.
Had some short time action.
And they line up in a 2 tight end set again with a power I formation now behind Jones. And there's a handoff to number 18, and he breaks a tackle, and he's going to go all the way. Clay Downs may run him down. Clay Downs is not going to run him down. And Carroll Academy scores off right tackle, a little misdirection. I believe that was Jeremy Beckwith. We'll wait and get his number. And he runs 55 yards for a touchdown. And just like that, Carroll Academy is on the scoreboard, and they trail 10-6.
And back in this ball game.
And back in this game is Carroll Academy number 15. That's Jacob Upchurch will tee the football up at the 10-yard line to attempt the extra point. Snap is back. It's a little high. He gets the kick away, and it's going to be no good. It might have been blocked by the Lee Academy coach. Hard to tell, but the Carroll Academy Rebels are on the board. They trail 10-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Wayne Bolin and Bradley Gordon are standing at about our 10-yard line as it's going to be a low kick. It's going to be fielded by Eric Williams. And Eric Williams is going to be tripped up by his own man as he runs out over the 35-yard line to about the 37. The Colts will take over 1st down and 10 yards to go from that point. 1st down and 10 yards to go from their own 37. The PA guy said it was Chris Goss, number 10, that ran that touchdown. So we'll wait and see. If Clay Dabbs had had another 10 yards, he'd have caught him.
Oh, no question about that. Another 5 yards would have caught him.
Matt Sanders leads the offensive line out, and the Colts break huddle with 3 wide receivers in the game. And out of the I formation with Williams close and Chuck Scott deep. Maxey sprints to the left, looking, is going to fumble the football. It's going to be fallen on by Matt Sanders. Number 5, Chris Dunn, who I think is playing strong safety. Blitz from the left side behind Chase. Chase never saw him and slapped the football down. And Carroll Academy now has thrown Lee Academy for a 6-yard loss and make it 2nd and 16.
I tell you what, he was coming in on his blind side at full speed and with a head of steam.
Wayne Bolin checks into the game for the Colts, taking out Ivy Dees. And we send Cooper Tyner wide to the right. Wayne Bolin is going to be in the slot to the right. Jason Graber is wide to the left. And out of the split backfield with Williams and Chuck Scott now behind Maxey, barking out his signals. Maxey straight back in the pocket to throw, and just going to throw a long pass that's going to be overthrown. Intended for Jason Graber. Coverage out there by number 24, Overstreet, and just a little bit overthrown as Graber had Overstreet beat again.
He had a couple of steps on Overstreet. The ball was just a little bit beyond Jason's grasp.
5:04 to go in the first half. Colts on top, 10-6.
Hey, man, this is a good football game, you know?
Oh, man, it's two good teams playing.
Boy, if you're at home right now, we appreciate you listening on the radio, but you ought to come out here and see this game. I think it's going to be a stem winder. What do you think, Jimmy Harris?
Colts break huddle and send wide receiver to the right, Cooper Tyner. Slot to the right, Ivy Dees. Wide receiver left, Graber. And on 3rd down and 16, Maxey looking. Has got Cooper over the middle and just doesn't see him. And is going to throw the football down. It's going to be incomplete. Knocked down, intended for Ivy Dees. Jeremy Jones, the free safety, came over and knocked it down.
I tell you, we got a flag right over here in the corner where that pass was thrown, and I don't know what it could be unless it was...
It's roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
We have a personal foul roughing the passer against the Carroll Academy Rebels. So the Colts are going to be the beneficiary of a break here via the penalty flag. And we'll wait and see if that's an automatic first down. 4:54 to go in the first half. Colts are going to get a 15-yard penalty to their benefit.
It's not going to give them the yardage for a first down, but it might be an automatic first down for roughing the passer.
Personal foul may be an automatic first down. We'll wait and see. Here's the step off. It's going to be out over the 40-yard line to the 44. And it is an automatic first down on the personal foul call. Dead ball, personal foul, roughing the passer against the Lee Academy Colts. Not a dead ball, it's just roughing the passer. Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 44. They lead 10-6 with 4:54 to go in the first half. Colts break huddle with 3 wide receivers again, split backfield. Behind Maxey, looking at a 4-man Carroll Academy front. And Maxey, barking out his signals, is going to run the outside handoff veer to Eric Williams, and he fumbles the football, and Carroll Academy is going to fall on it. Eric just had the football stripped, and big number 70 for Carroll Academy. That's Trevor Greenlee. He doesn't weigh but 338 pounds. Fell on the football, and Carroll Academy has it first down and 10 yards to go inside of Lee Academy territory at the 49. It was a good run by Eric, just had the football stripped.
Excellent run by Eric.
Colt defense now, we've depended on them all year long, needs to buckle down and stop this red and white clad Rebel football team from Carroll County. And out of the wishbone formation, Jones is going to run a little off tackle play again to number 5, and 5 is going to break tackles and going to get inside of the 45-yard line down to about the 44. So those they're just lining up behind those big offensive linemen and trying to knock us off the ball. Gain of 5 on the play, second down and 5 yards to go for the Colts.
I tell you, all those guys have to do on that line is just take about 2 steps, and they got 4 or 5 yards. They're so big.
4 minutes to go in the first half of the football game. Colts on top, 10-6. They break huddle on second down and 5. Out of the wishbone formation again with 2 tight ends. Jones is under the center, and he's going to run a straight handoff to number 20. That's Pope, and Pope is having a little bit of extra effort himself. As these backs from Carroll Academy are not quitting, Rich, they're staying in there and giving some extra effort and picking up some yardage.
They're moving their legs all the time, keep running high and running fast and hard.
Gain of 2 on the play, make it third down and 3 yards to go. Let's call it 3rd and 4 for the Carroll Academy Raiders. Big play for the Lee Academy defense on 3rd down and 4. Quarterback Jones is stepping into the huddle. Boy, it's taking a long time to get out of the huddle, Rich. I believe number 70 split his britches. And Jones on 3rd and 4 is going to bring motion. Back to the left. Colts looking at a 5-man front handoff in there to number 5, and he's showing good effort, but is not going to get first down yardage. He's going to be stopped at the 40.
I'm going to tell you
Colts
what,
are saying they fumbled, but apparently they did not, and it's going to bring up 4th down now. 4th down and about a yard to go for the Carroll Academy Raiders. Rebels. Why am I calling them the Raiders?
The Raiders are next week. This is the Rebels this week.
The Carroll Academy Rebels are faced with a 4th down and 1 yard to go now, and they get number 44 into the football game. That's Brad Smith. Colt defense has made big plays on this situation all year long, Rich, and we need to do it one more time. They break huddle out of the wishbone. Colts in a 6-man front now with 1 linebacker, and Jones is barking out his signals, trying to draw us off sides, and they give the football to the fullback, and it's going to be close. Looks like a...
And I couldn't tell what was going on, but it looks like they got a first down.
Colts looked like they had him stopped.
And then he just kept going.
They had some extra effort there and got a first down.
First down.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. They're inside Lee Academy's 40 at the 38-yard line. Colts jumped out to that big lead, Rich, and relaxed a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, Carroll Academy just went back to their basic running straight ahead and moving the ball pretty well.
They have a wide receiver left and a wing to the right, and Jones is straight back to throw, looking, throws it out. Here's caught by their wing back, number 1, Tommy Acey. Pickup of about 7 on the play. Make it second down and 3. He was tackled at the 30. Throw by quarterback Jeremy Jones. Second down and 4 yards to go for Carroll. 1:45 to go in the first half. Carroll Academy has stolen momentum away from the Lee Academy Colts here midway through the second quarter. Jones, with 3 wide receivers, going to give the football to the fullback, number 20. And that's Chris Pope. And he's not going to get first down yardage. He's going to be tackled at the 30. And going to bring up third down and 2 yards to go now for the Carroll Academy Rebels. 3rd and 2 now for Carroll. They trail 10-6 with 1:23 to go in the first half of the football game. They line up in a wishbone formation with 2 tight ends. Colts in a 6-man front. And they're going to run right off right tackle to number 5. And he's going to bounce outside and going to break a tackle. And these youngsters run hard, Rich.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're looking good right at the moment. Like you say, they have taken the momentum away from the Colts. They are moving the ball hard, moving the ball fast, moving the ball quick. Just steady running, man. I tell you, they're looking good, Albert.
Number 5, Chris Dunn, was the youngster that ran the football, and he runs for first down yardage inside of the 25-yard line of the 23. Chris Dunn was shaken up on the play a little bit and had to be removed from the football game, probably just winded. They break huddle with 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 wide receiver to the right, 1 running back behind Jones, and Jones is going to go back in the pocket to throw and going to throw the fade pattern down the field. It's going to be incomplete as a flag was thrown by referee Joe Simcox.
Probably going to be holding against the Rebels from Carroll Academy.
Holding against Carroll will be a 10-yard penalty. We'll back them up. Matt Sanders was complaining to the official the play before.
I tell you, that's a crucial mistake here with just not much time left, 44 seconds left, and trailing 10-6 in the first half to lose 10 yards.
10-yard step off for holding against the Carroll Academy Rebels. They trail 10-6. Lee Academy Colts just trying to hold on here to get into halftime with a lead. First down and 20 now for the Carroll Academy Rebels as they break huddle with 44 seconds to go in the first half of the football game. They line up with 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 wide receiver to the right, and 1 running back behind Jones. And Jones is going to sprint out to the left. He's going to get a little bit of pressure and going to be knocked down for a loss. Back at about the 40-yard line, loss of another 6 yards. Matt Sanders along with Jack Laney in there doing a good job for the Colts. Carroll Academy is going to call timeout. 29 seconds to go in the half. We're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
They can score quick, though, you know it.
On second down and 26, Carroll Academy completes a pass over the middle for about a 12-yard gain. Football is right in the middle of the field at the Lee Academy Colt 28-yard line. Carroll Academy has called another timeout. We'll just keep it right here. 20 seconds to go in the first half.
I tell you, it's been a good first half of football, Albert. Carroll Academy and Lee Academy. both teams have looked good. The Carroll Academy at the moment is looking as good as the Colts looked just earlier in the game when they were really had the momentum and moving the ball well.
3rd down and 14 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. Remember the Rebel that was painted on the field at Indianola that I called the Rebel? And you said they were the Colonels? Yeah.
These are the Rebels. Raiders next week.
3rd down and 14 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels, as they brought a pretty good crowd on hand from over in Carroll County.
Outside of Greenwood.
And with 20 seconds to go in the first half of the football game, Carroll Academy has possession of the football at Lee Academy's 28. They trail 10-6. They line up with 3 wide receivers and 1 running back behind AC. And AC now is going to quarterback and throw the football over the middle. It's going to be intercepted by Cooper Tyner. And Cooper Tyner's coming back up the field, is going to get 1 block, and trying to get to the corner. And number 18... wide receivers and 1 running back behind AC. And AC now is going to quarterback and throw the football over the middle. It's going Cooper Tyner's is trying to get to the corner, and number 18 for the number 10, that's Goss for the Carroll Academy Rebels is going to tackle Cooper Tyner out over the 15 to about the 18. Well, the Colts have stopped a drive with 4 seconds to go in the first half. I'm sure we'll just fall on it, try to get to the quarter. Although I don't know, we may not. May throw the
big
Ben, the bomb.
The bomb.
May throw the bomb.
Going to throw the bomb down the field. But
Clock is running with 4 seconds, but the clock's going to run out. We're at halftime. The Colts have survived the first half and lead 10-6. We're going to send it back to the station now for our halftime show. Straight back to throws Maxey. He throws the phase pattern. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Straight back to throws Maxey. He throws the phase pattern. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. And Maxey is straight back to throw and going to throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Cooper Tyner. Chase Maxey. Maxey is going to run the trap to Eric Williams. He's into the secondary looking for 1 block. 1 block is all he needs, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. Preston Fraser came back, straight back to throw, and he throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught by Jason Graber inside the 5-yard line down to the 1. And we're going to give the football to... Has the football teed up. His name is Upchurch. And he is not a very deep kicker. As the kick is away, it's going to be another low line drive kick. It's going to be fielded by Eric Williams at the 20. And Eric Williams is out over the 30-yard line and runs the football out over the 35-yard line. They're going to give him the 35-yard line. The Colts will have excellent field position from that point. First down and 10 yards to go. Let's call it the 34-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go from our own 34-yard line. Third quarter is just underway. 11:54 to go in the third quarter.
I tell you, from what I've seen so far in their kicking game, I couldn't think of a better team I'd like to have trying to kick an extra point to win a football game than this one.
Coach Ray Cuttle with our 2 wide receiver to the left, 1 to the right, and Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon are split behind Maxey. And Maxey overlooking a four-man front, is going to run the outside veer to Hood, and Hood's going to be knocked down by number 31, Michael Fair, 6'3½", 255-pound tight end inside linebacker. Good tackle by Fair. Gain of about 2 on the play, make it 2nd and 8 for the Lee Academy Colts. Number 20, Wayne Bolin, checks into the football game for the Colts. Conditioning will not play as big a part in this football game tonight as it has in earlier games for the Lee Academy because the weather is very favorable to play football. Colts have 3 wide receivers again, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And out of the split backfield, Maxey, barking out his signals, overlooking a four-man front, is going to run the outside veer again to Hood. And Hood this time is going to be tackled at about the 40 by number 31, Michael Fair. So 2 good tackles by Fair, and the Colts will be faced with 3rd down and 4 yards to go. So it looks like that Carroll Academy has made a couple of adjustments, adjusting to Lee Academy's new 3 wide receiver set. And the Colts have it 3rd down and 4 yards to go with 10:47 to go in the 3rd quarter of this football game.
I knew Michael Fair was in the wrong position when they had him at split end earlier on offense. He's just out there for his size, speed, and blocking ability, and tackling ability.
Colts with a tight end back in the game now. And out of the I formation, Maxey sprints out to the left, gets great protection, and just throws the football deep downfield. It's going to be dropped by Jason Graber. Inside the 20-yard line at about the 16, Jason just dropped it.
Well, I tell you what, Chase had that ball right in his hands, and nobody feels worse than Jason Graber does. He just stood there with his hands on his hips for a moment.
Coach will be forced to punt. Todd Stanton will be standing at about our 26-yard line. Matt Sanders will be snapping. Carroll Academy will get 3 youngsters back to field the kick. Rob Groans, number 5, Chris Dunn, and Todd Stanton kicks it off the side of his foot, and the football bounces in Carroll Academy territory at the 40-yard line. Will be downed by the Lee Academy Colts at Carroll Academy's 36. So Todd Stanton squirted one off the side of his foot and did not get as good a yardage as I know he would have liked. And Carroll Academy will start the 3rd quarter on their first possession with pretty good field position.
I tell you what, big series here for the Colts. With the momentum that the Rebels had at the end of the first half, Colts really need to stiffen up and force them into a punt situation now.
We've called on our defense all year long to win football games for us, and our defense, Kerry Middleton, Matt Sanders, Richard Lewis, Jack Laney, and Scott Flowers up front, are looking at a split backfield, 1-wing formation for Carroll, and there's a handoff to number 5, and he breaks a tackle, hurdles over a tackler, and gets out to the 40-yard line. Is going to pick up almost 5 yards. That's number 5, Chris Dunn. Let's give him the 40-yard line, pick up a 5, make it 2nd and 5. So good blocking up front for the Carroll Academy Rebels. Have the Lee Academy Colt defensive line reeling just a little bit. Colts lead 10-6 with 9:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clock is moving.
I'm going to tell you, we've said it before, but the Rebels have a pretty good set of running backs playing in this ball game, Albert.
They have some meat up front and some speed in the backfield. And they're in a 2 wide receiver set and bring motion back to the left in the form of AC. And Jones is under the center and going to give it back off right tackle to number 5. That's Chris Dunn, and Dunn's going to get close to first down yardage out over the 45-yard line to about the 46. They need to turn. We need for them to have a turnover.
Some good needs to happen for the Colts.
I believe they may have to measure this as it's very close to first down yardage. Referee Joe Simcox calls timeout, and we'll have our first measurement of the night.
You want me to call it?
Yeah.
I believe it's a little bit short.
9:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. Colts lead 10-6.
I mean, not much, but just a little bit short. I could be wrong.
And it's a first down for the Carroll Academy Rebels on their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And they get a first down, 1st and 10, just out over their 45-yard line. Let's call it the 46. Actually a little bit short of the 46-yard line. And they break huddle once again with a 2 tight end set. And out of the wishbone, Jeremy Jones, barking out his signals, is going to give the football off left tackle to number 44. And the Lee Academy coach, Jack Laney, along with number 39, Bradley Gordon, are going to stop him for a loss of about a half a yard on the play. We were dangerously close to being offsides then,
Well,
Rich.
I'm going to tell you what, I really thought we were offside. Somebody got a real good jump on the ball that time.
Loss of about a half a yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 11. 8:29 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 10-6.
It looked to me like it was at Richard Lewis. Looked like Richard might have jumped just a little quick on that one, but obviously he didn't.
And out of the wishbone, they're taking a long time to get their plays off. Good grief, who's keeping the clock out there? And they're going to run a fake, and Kerry Middleton is going to sack the quarterback back inside the 40, about the 36. And Kerry Middleton, number 44, just blew by with help from Jack Laney and sacked quarterback. Out there, and they're going to run a fake. Back inside the 40, about the 36, and Kerry Middleton, number 44, just blew by with help from Jack Laney and sacked quarterback Jeremy Jones for a loss back inside of his 40, back at the 37. Loss of about 8 on the play, make it 3rd down and 18 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels.
Well, I tell you what, if Kerry Michael was, was that Kerry Michael 44?
Yeah, and he doesn't like to be called Kerry Michael, Richard.
Oh.
He likes to be called Kerry.
Okay, Kerry.
I mean, he grabbed my arm and almost squeezed it off in the hall one day and asked me not to call him Kerry Michael anymore.
What do you think his mama calls him?
3rd down and 19 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. And they're in a 2 wide receiver set in the split backfield. And Jones is straight back in the pocket to throw, trying to set up a screen, it looks like. And Kerry Middleton's going to get him again. And he's going to knock him down back at the 30. Great coverage in the secondary by the Lee Academy defenders.
I'm going to tell you what. You can't give the Colts a lot of time. If your receivers can't get open, if we're covering them, you're going to get sacked.
Bradley Rybolt in there helping Kerry Middleton on the sack. And they are faced with 4th down now and a really long way to go. Let's call it 4th and 25. They get AC back to punt. He's standing at about his 16-yard line. The Colts have Gordon and Wayne Bolin deep, and they're standing at about our 36. AC gets the kick away, kind of off the side of his foot, is going to bounce, take a big Carroll Academy bounce inside the 30, down to about the 27 where it's going to be downed. Colts take over 1st down and 10 yards to go from our own 27. 6:27 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 10-6.
Need something good to happen now on offense. They played well that time defensively. We're able to get to the quarterback, move him back a half a country mile.
Rich's number 70 is Britches Split.
Where is he? I don't know how I'd miss him. Is that the 338-pounder?
Yeah.
Hey, he just got a T-shirt. Well, maybe he's got a T-shirt hanging out over there. I don't know.
Colts break huddle on 1st down and 10 yards to go from our own 27. We send double wide receivers to the right and a single wide receiver to the left, and we're going to have to call a timeout. We didn't have the right people in the game or not in the right formation. The Colts have to waste a timeout. Timeout on the field. Lee Academy leads 10-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. In the third quarter, Colts break huddle, and we send Jason Graber wide to the left. Cooper Tyner will be wide to the right, and Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the right. They got single coverage out here on Jason Graber again, and Maxey barking out his signals, looking at a 4-man Carroll Academy front. And here's a scat pitch to Gordon, and Gordon trying to get a block and is going to not going to get it. It's going to be knocked down at the 30-yard line. It's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. Let's call it 3 yards, make it 2nd and 7. Ivy Dees was afraid he was going to clip that guy, I think, Rich, and that's the reason he didn't throw a block and probably made a smart move.
Yeah, he probably did, because he really was, the guy was really moving around on him a whole lot, and Ivy just didn't want to get in the wrong position. 2nd down and 7 for the Colts. Wayne Bolin checks into the football game for Ivy Dees. And the Colts break huddle. Matt Sanders, the all-conference center, leads the offensive line out. And we send Cooper Tyner wide to the left. Wayne Bolin's in the slot to the left. Jason Graber is split to the right. And out of the split backfield, Maxey, barking out his signals, is going to go straight back in the pocket to throw and throw it over the middle
on a look-in slant pass intended for Cooper Tyner. He just dropped the football.
Good pass by Maxey that time, but it just got to Tyner real quick, and he just didn't have time to react and catch the ball.
Pass was right on the button. Cooper just dropped it. Ivy Dees checks in for Wayne Bolin.
Big third down.
5:16 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Colts lead 10-6. Colts break huddle and send Jason Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner will go wide to the left, and Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the left. On third down and 7, Chase Maxey is straight back to throw, and he's going to throw the football out here. It's going to be caught by Jason Graber, and he's going to be, oh, we got a horrible spot, Rich. We got a horrible spot. He did not give him his forward progress.
He moved the ball backwards.
And 7, Chase Maxey is straight back to throw. And he's going to be, oh, we got a horrible spot, Rich. We got a horrible spot. He did not. Back to throw. Here it's going to be caught by Jason Graber, and he's going to be, oh, we got a horrible spot, Rich. We got a horrible spot. He did not give him his forward progress.
He moved the ball backwards.
And it's going to be very close to first down yards. He had it very easily had he given us our spot.
I mean, you know, Jason is trained on that type play to go just beyond the first down mark and turn and catch the ball, and that's all that play is designed to do.
I believe we're going to have a measurement.
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that.
And I believe it's short.
Well, I believe it is short.
We have a timeout for a measurement. I tell you, we didn't get a good spot then, Rich.
No.
5:03 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 10-6. I believe this is going to be short. And the question is whether or not we'll go for it. Deep in our own territory, leading 10-6.
36-yard line, our own 36. It'd be a touchy call. Marking it, and
it's short. I tell you, we got a really bad spot then.
Short by about half the length of the football.
Fourth down and less than a yard for the Lee Academy Colts from our 36. I think Ricky's going to go for it. This is a non-conference football game. Colts offense is on the field.
What you going to run, Albert?
I'm going to run a quarterback sneak is what I'm going to run.
How about drawing them off?
On fourth down and less than a yard to go, the Lee Academy Colts are going to go for it. 5:03 to go in the third quarter.
They're going to draw them off.
They don't even have a guy on our center's nose. I still run the quarterback sneak right behind Matt. Just right behind Matt. That's all he's got to do.
There it is.
And he's going to get it. First down yardage for the Lee Academy Colts.
You'll take Matt Sanders most any time, won't you?
I'll take him against that 300-pounder. I guarantee you that.
The one
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts at the Lee Academy Colt 38-yard line. 4:54 to go in the third quarter. Colts on top 10-6. Clock is running. Colts break huddle. We send Wayne Bolin wide to the left. Jason Graber will be wide to the right. Cooper Tyner now will be split to the left, and Wayne Bolin will be in the slot to the left. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey, straight back in the pocket to throw, is just going to throw it out here to Jason Graber. He may catch 100 balls if they don't put double coverage on him. First down at the 45-yard line. This time we get a good spot.
Yep. Got the spot where his forward progress was last.
It's going to bring up second down and 3 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. With 4:19 to go in the third quarter, clock is running. Ivy Dees checks into the game for Wayne Bolin. Wayne seeing a lot of offensive action tonight, really for the first time this year. Good to see. Cooper Tyner goes wide to the left. Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the left. Jason Graber again getting single coverage. Youngsters backed off of him about 15 or 20 yards. We're going to run a stop and go here in a minute and going to score a touchdown. Chase Maxey barking out his signal is going to give the football on the trap to Shannon Hood. and Hood's going to get very close to first down yardage at about the 47-yard line before he's knocked down by that big number 31. That's Michael Fair.
Fair's played him a good ball game tonight so far. A good defensive player.
3:46 to go in the third quarter, short of the first down yardage by about a yard. And on 3rd and 1, Wayne Bolin checks in for Ivy Dees with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. And Matt Sanders leads the offensive line out with trip receivers everywhere. And I just run a quarterback sneak again.
Nobody's up the middle.
Nobody's up the middle. But this time they may stop us. Going to be very close to first down yardage. We'll just wait and see.
I tell you what,
they have it spotted at about the 48, and if it is the 48, that'll be first down.
The Rebels did a good job that time of wedging in on Chase running that quarterback sneak.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts from the 48. I think we ought to run a stop and go out here, that little hook pattern to Jason and pump it and just let him go up the field. Number 17's out here covering him with red shoes on. This guy can't be much.
And black
wide receiver left and a slot man to the left. And Maxie's under the center, barking out his signals. And we're going to run the stop and go and just going to throw it up. It's going to be caught by Jason Graber, and he's inside the 25-yard line to about the 20-yard. Center, barking out his signals. And we're going to run the it up. It's going to be caught by Jason Graber, and he's inside the 25-yard line to about the 19-yard line. Good throw by Chase Maxey. He got great pressure, and I believe if he could have set up, would have scored a touchdown easily.
No question about that. Jason had to wait on the ball with Chase having so much pressure applied to him and just caught the ball, but he still beat his defender. Boy, you're the greatest I ever seen in college.
2:54 to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 10-6.
You ever thought about getting into coaching?
No. I'm in a hard enough profession as I am banking. 2:49 to go in the third quarter. Colts send Cooper Tyner wide to the left. Wayne Bolin's wide to the right. Number 17 shaking in his boots out here covering Graber. I can promise you that. And out of the split backfield, we're going to run the outside veer to Shannon Hood. Shannon Hood's going to pick up a couple of yards before he's stopped by that big number 70. 338-pound defensive tackle, gain of about 2 on the play, make it 2nd and 8.
That's like the casket lid closing on you when that guy falls on you, isn't it?
I guarantee you. 2nd and 8 for the Lee Academy Colts. They lead 10-6 with 2:13 to go in the third quarter of the football game. Colts break huddle. Send Jason Graber wide to the right. Tyner and Dees are wide to the left. And out of the split backfield again, Maxey, straight back to throw. He's just going to throw it out here. It's going to be thrown wide, intended for Graber, incomplete, and brings up third down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts.
Well, Jason lost his footing just a little bit on that play and perhaps could have come back and got that ball had he been standing straight up, but he just lost his footing, slipped out from under him. Had to make a diving attempt to get back to the ball.
Third down and 8 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts. We lead 10-6, 1:51 to go in the third quarter. Colts, three wide receivers, 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Maxey looking at a blitz now, and he's going to run the fake the football to the dive man. They're going to run the football down close to the 10-yard line. Let's give him about the 11. The play we scored on a minute ago. He just pulled it out of Shannon's stomach and kept it and followed him into the hole and almost picked up the first down. Brings up 4th down and about 2.5 yards, maybe 3. And number 31, Michael Fair, is coming out of the football game, and he's one of their big players here. The middle linebacker on 4th and 2. So let's see if we run right where he would have been. The Colts break huddle on 4th down and 2 yards to go. We send 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And out of the split backfield, Chase Maxey barking out his signals. No tight end in the game. And Maxey, trying to draw him off sides, it looks like, is going to run straight back to throw. It's going to throw it complete. Out here to Jason Graber. And he's inside the 10-yard line of the 6. Great throw and a great catch from Maxey to Graber. And if they don't get double coverage on him, he's going to set a school record. 59 seconds to go in the third quarter. Colts lead 10-6.
Good enough for first down. Did what he had to do.
Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go from the Carroll Academy 6-yard line. 6 yards is a long way to move the ball against this team, Rich. Split backfield, Shannon Hood and Bradley Gordon. Jason Graber's wide to the right, and we have 2 wide receivers to the left. Single coverage on everybody, and straight back to throw, and throws the football over. It's going to be incomplete. And they had that read all the way.
Boy, they did.
Number 5 for Carroll Academy, that's Chris Dunn, had that play read the whole way and almost intercepted it. And had he intercepted it, we would have been behind 13-10.
Well, I can't see into the future like you can, but I will say that Jason Graber was open on that play, too, just coming straight across the middle.
Second down and 10 yards to go. Second down and goal to go from the 6. Lee Academy Colts are going to call timeout. Timeout on the field, 34 seconds to go in the third quarter. We lead 10-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football.
That's
to go in the third quarter. Lee Academy Colts on top, 10-6. We break huddle, and we send 2 wide receivers to the left, Cooper Tyner and Wayne Bolin. 1 wide receiver to the right, Jason Graber. And out of the I formation, Chase Maxey's barking out his signals. We're looking at a 4-man front, and we're going to run the option. He's going to keep it and going to dance down for a touchdown. Chase Maxey, boy, he's done it all year long, Rich. Jason Graber, and out of the I formation, Chase Maxey's barking out his signals. We're looking at a 4-man front, and we're going to run. Down for a touchdown. Chase Maxey, boy, he's done it all year long, Rich. He just danced inside of the option man, and we jump on top 16-6. And Maxey scores his second touchdown of the night, and the Lee Academy Colts get their extra point team into the football game. Jason Graber will tee it up at the 10. Chase Maxey will hold. Jack Laney will snap to try to go ahead by 11 with 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. Snap is back. The kick is up. The kick is good. Boy, he's almost automatic now, Rich. The Colts lead 17-6. 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Jason Graber has the football teed up at the 40, and they have number 5, Chris Dunn, number 24, Overstreet deep, and the football is going to go out of bounds. Jason's got to kick one of those a game for some reason. 27 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You know, I think he kind of watches you sometimes out on the golf course when you kind of come over the top.
Pull hook
and pull hook it. I think that's what that is. That's an over-the-top pull hook.
Well, I can do that with the best of them.
Ricky Lewis never hit a pull hook before, I don't think.
They'll take it. Carroll Academy will take it first down and 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. Colts get Bradley Rybold into the football game. Matt Sanders is in the football game. So Richard Lewis will get a little break here with 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. They line up with 2 tights. They don't have enough players on the field, I don't think. They are a man short. Carroll's got to call a timeout. We're going to give it back to you, Marshall. Carroll's had to call timeout. 27 seconds to go in the third. Colts lead 17-6. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. On the first play of the third quarter, number 5, Chris Dunn, just takes it off right tackle out of the wishbone formation. The play scored on, and the league picks up about a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Carroll Academy Rebels. Clay Dabbs had him in the backfield and let him slip away. You don't see that very often. As the third quarter is coming to an end, we're going to keep it right here. We're not going to give you another station break. Lee Academy Colts go into the fourth quarter leading 17-6. I tell you, Rich, this team just almost oozes character to me. I've said that a couple of times, but never on the radio. They just show a lot of poise to me.
Well, and they have, and I tell you just see it growing every week that they play. This is our 10th week of football, is it not? This is our 10th week of football, and I'm telling you, it's 1,000% increase in their poise and character that we've seen since the first of the year.
Great senior leadership on this football team. We've got youngsters that Lee Academy are going to miss when their playing career is over. 2nd down and 9 yards to go for the Carroll Academy Rebels. They trail 17-6. Lee Academy Colts in a 5-man front. Now they send a wing man, and they're going to run off tackle to 44. And he's going to break a tackle, and down the sidelines he goes, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Clay Dabbs inside of Lee Academy territory at the 42-yard line. So a good run by number 44, Brad Smith. They just got us outnumbered on the right side there, and Smith broke to the outside, and he's a big youngster. He's 6 foot and a half inch, 188 pounds, broke a tackle about 3 yards down the field, and then picked up first down yardage inside of Lee Academy territory at the 42. Out of the wishbone again with 2 tights. Colts in a 5-man front now, and the Colts are going to jump off sides. Colts are pointing at number 79 for the Carroll Academy Rebels. And it's going to be a false start against Carroll. Dead ball, false start against the Carroll Rebels. To make it 1st and 15, moves the football out to the 47-yard line with 11 minutes and 53 seconds to go in the football game. Colts on top 17-6 in what has been a hard-fought football game against a good AAA Academy Conference football team, Rich.
Carroll Academy, the Rebels have done themselves well tonight. I want to assure you of that.
2 tight set out of the wishbone formation. Jones is going to fake it and going to move back looking for 88 and throw it complete to his big tight end, and he's knocked backwards by Eric Williams. Eric Williams. Jones is going to fake it and going to move back looking for 88. And he's knocked backwards by Eric Williams. Eric Williams, a strong safety, knocks number 31, Michael Fair, backwards. And I'm telling you, I bet he doesn't get knocked backwards very often.
He don't get knocked backwards very often. He got up there shaking that fist. He was ready to go, man. I love it.
Pickup of about 9 on the play. Make it 2nd down. Pick about 6 yards to go. 11:22 to go in the football game. Colts need to stop them here. 2nd down and 6. We're in a 5-man front, and they're still in a wishbone formation with 2 tight ends. And Jones is going to give the football off right tackle to number 5, and he's going to have good second effort again, Rich, and break a tackle at the line of scrimmage and get out close to the first down yardage inside the 35-yard line to the 33.
I tell you, I think it was Clay Dabbs that just got his hand out and just tripped him up enough to make him lose his balance and fall forward.
We were talking at halftime about the great second effort that the Carroll Academy Rebels running backs have shown here tonight. They just will not go down. 3rd down and less than a yard to go for Carroll Academy from Lee Academy's 34-yard line. Colts in a 6-man goal line front. Now they break out of the wishbone and send the wing to the right. And there's a handoff in there to the fullback, and I don't know if he got it or not. Just a mass of humanity there. Bradley Rybolt. I see Jack Laney in there. See number 33, Stony Stonestreet, getting up off the bottom of the pile. It all depends on the spot. I think he's going to have the first down. Well, I don't know. The down guy checking it over to 4th down. It's short. 4th down and less than a yard to go. Lee Academy Colts once again have made excellent plays in situations just like this all year. A play in this same way turned the Jackson Academy game around. A play just like this turned the Pillow Academy game around. 17-6, Colts lead. 10:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Colts in a goal line defense on 4th down and less than a yard. They spin and give the football to number 5, and he's not going to get it. Second effort again by number 5. That's Chris Dunn. And I'm going to tell you, that may be the best running back we've played against this year.
Boy, he was good. And he
got
the first
Great
down.
Second effort by Chris Dunn. That's all you can say. You got to give the kid credit.
Boy, he's good, isn't he?
You got to give the kid credit. Just great second effort by Chris Dunn. I see Stoney Stonestreet out there holding his wrist like he might be shaken up a little bit. Colts had him stopped, but number 5, Chris Dunn, just kept moving and kept fighting and had great second effort and picked up first down yardage at the Lee Academy Colt 31-yard line. They break huddle with 2 tight ends and a wishbone formation. Now they break the bone into a double wing set. Jones is going to give the football on the trap to number 20, Pope, and Pope runs the football inside the 30 down to about the 26-yard line before he's knocked down by the Lee Academy Colts. And a timeout on the field as a youngster shaken up for Carroll Academy. While time is out on behalf of the youngster for Carroll Academy, we're going to pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. On the second down and 6 yards to go, the Lee Academy Colt defense has allowed Carroll Academy runner number 44, that big fullback, Brad Smith, to get first down yardage inside the 20, and they have it first down and 10 yards to go from the Lee Academy Colt 19-yard line, and they're driving, and we need a turnover. They line up in the wishbone formation, and they're going to break the bone and send a wing to the right. And they're going to run off tackle to number 5, and he's going to get to the corner, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line at the 6 by Clay Dabbs. So they're doing a good job of blocking us up front, and number 5, Chris Dunn, is doing a good job of running the football. And they have it first down and 10 yards to go with way too much time to go in this game, 8:39 to go in the football game. The Colts on top 17-6. First down and goal to go from the 6. Colt defense needs to tighten up here. Need a turnover. They line up in the wishbone formation with 2 tight ends. We're in a 6-man front now. Our goal line defense from the 6. And Jones is just going to give the football again to number 5, and Stoney Stonestreet's going to knife through and knock him for a loss. Good play by Stonestreet. Throws him for about a yard loss. Make it second down and goal to go from the 7. $8:20 to go in the football game. Colts on top 17-6. Not enough lead for the amount of time left in the game. Colt defense needs to hold up right here. Coach Ricky Weiss is down there telling them to watch for the pass. Because when they line up in that wishbone formation, we're just walking our free safety all the way up to the line of scrimmage, and we're not even playing a free safety. And they break huddle in a split receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And Jones is under the center, out of the I formation, and going to run the football to number 5, Dunn again, and sophomore defensive tackle Bradley Rybold, along with all-conference defensive lineman Matt Sanders, stop number 5, Chris Dunn, for no gain, and brings up third down and goal to go from just inside the 7-yard line. 7:30 to go in the football game.
I tell you what, Bradley Rybold, one of our favorite sophomore players out there on that field.
He's done a great job.
I'm telling you, he's good.
For the Lee Academy Colts all year long. Colts have got Jack Laney, Kerry Middleton, Matt Sanders, Bradley Rybold, and Scott Flowers up front in their 5-man front. They line up with trip receivers to the left, and Jeremy Jones is going to sprint to the left, is almost sacked, and throws the football out here. It's going to be caught by one of the split receivers, and the Lee Academy coach, Eric Williams, is going to knock him down, number 5. That's Chris Dunn, and he's having to come out of the football game. Fourth down now, and 5 yards to go and goal to go, and their best running backs having to come out of the game, and they're going to call a timeout. 6:48 to go in the game. Timeout's been called by the Carroll Rebels. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. All right, they break the huddle with number 44, Brad Smith, deep. Number 20, Chris Pope, close out of the eye. They have one split receiver. That's AC, and Jones is under the center, and he's going to sprint out to the right to throw. Colts getting pressure, getting pressure, getting pressure. Jones is still looking, throws the football. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Under the center, and he's going to sprint out to the right to throw. shaking, throws the football. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. Number 31, the big tight end, Michael Fair, just outfought our defenders and caught it for a touchdown. Colts got good pressure on him, but the quarterback, Jones, just did a good job and threw it in the end zone for a touchdown, and the Colts lead now is precarious at 17-12. They get number 5 into the football game as they're going to go for 2 here.
I tell you, big Michael Fair at 255, he's a pretty good-sized target to be looking for when you got to scramble a little bit, you know it?
Good arm shown by number 7, Jones, that time. Colts lead 17-12, and they're going for 2. Out of the wishbone formation, Lee Academy Colt defense. They break the bone now and send a wing to the left, and there's a handoff to number 44, and he's not going to get it, I don't believe. That's great second effort again. You just hold your breath every time their backs get the ball, but the Colts stop it. Colts lead 17-12, 6:38 to go in the football game. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Upchurch tees the football up at the 40. Lee Academy Colts are not expecting an onside kick, as we've got Bradley Gordon and Wayne Boland, and we're standing at about our 13-yard line. And Upchurch approaches the football and gets the kick away, and it's going to be fielded by Shannon Hood. And he's back up the middle at the 30, and Shannon Hood is going to be tackled at the 37-yard line. And the Lee Academy Colts will have good field position with 6:32 to go in the football game. Good job up front there by John Martin Harris, Jack Laney, Bradley Rybolt, all the youngsters on the front wall for the Lee Academy Colts. Chase Maxey gets into the football game with a play from Coach Ricky Weiss. Need about 3 first downs, Rich.
Need to move the ball down. Really be nice to put some points on the board this series.
We're in our trip. We're 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left again. And out of the split backfield, they're in a 5-man front now. We shift into the I formation. Maxey may be checking off, and there's the trap play to Hood, and Hood's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good play in there by number 61 for Carroll Academy. He's really a midget for them, 5'8", 191, nose tackle. And he made a good play and stopped Shannon Hood for no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Clock is moving with 5:55 to go in the football game. The defense is going to have to do it again, Rich. We send a wide receiver to the right, a slot to the right, and 1 split man to the left, and Maxey straight back to throw and throws the football. Caught by Jason Graber.
Boy, good play that time.
Caught by Graber. The football moves out to the 50-yard line, and Chase Maxey just waited until he came open and drilled it in there, and a good catch by Graber.
I tell you, you could see Jeremy Jones, who was playing their free safety, kind of edging over toward Graber. They had him on single coverage, but the free safety started moving over toward him, and Jason just did a good job of getting open, and Chase just did a good job of being patient with that one.
I'm anxious to see that replay on Thursday night. It looked to me like a guy had a hold of his jersey as he was trying to get off the line of scrimmage. Might have held him a little bit. Coach break huddle and send 2 wide receivers to the right again, 1 to the left, and out of the I formation with Hood close and Chuck Scott deep now, and they're looking at a 5-man front. And it looked like they're bringing everybody. And here comes the option. And Maxey is going to get into the secondary and going to dance inside the 45-yard line and going to break a tackle and going to get first down yardage inside of Carroll Academy's 40 down to about the 39-yard line. Chuck Scott deep now, and they're looking at a 5-man front. And it looked like they're bringing everybody. And here comes the option. And Maxey. And going to break a tackle and going to get first down yardage inside of Carroll Academy's 40 down to about the 39-yard line.
I tell you, we've been talking all night about the Rebels and their second effort, but Chase did an outstanding job that time of putting a little second effort into his run.
5:02 to go in the football game. Colts on top 17-12. This football team has showed this kind of character and poise all year long, and it would not surprise me one bit if we drove this football down the field and scored a touchdown. 4:57 to go in the football game. Clock is running. First down and 10 yards to go for the Colts. We have it at their 39-yard line. 3 wide receivers again for the Colts, and out of the I formation, looking at a 4-man Carroll Academy front. Max is going to fake it, going to pitch it on the option to Chuck Scott. And Chuck Scott's going to turn upfield and going to run inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28-yard line. Is going to fake it, going to pitch it on the option. And going to run inside the 30-yard line down to about the 28-yard line, 27-yard line. Excellent blocking by the Lee Academy front wall, and the Lee Academy Colts have first down yardage inside of Carroll Academy's 30 at the 28.
I tell you what, good execution by Maxie again, waiting and being patient, reading that defense, and then just throwing it out to Scott and letting him scat away.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts, and also good running by Chuck Scott. 4:25 to go in the football game. Clock is running. Colts have it first down and 10 yards to go with 3 wide receivers again, the split backfield. Maxie, they're showing a blitz, running everybody up there, and we're going to run the veer, and Maxie's going to be thrown for a loss, and a good play by Carroll Academy's number 61, William Carpenter, as we were going to run the quarterback option on the veer again. And number 61 for Carroll Academy, William Carpenter, made a good play and threw Chase for about a 2-yard loss. Second down and 12. 3:52 to go in the football game. Clock is running. Colts break huddle. Sid Cooper Tyner wide to the right. Ivy Dees will be in the slot to the right. Jason Graber drawing double coverage now as Jones is slipping over there. And we sprint to the right, getting protection, and throws the football. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Cooper Tyner, and Cooper's just having a pretty rough night tonight, as that ball should have been caught. 3:26 to go in the football game. The Colts will have it third down and 12 from the Carroll Academy Rebel 31-yard line. Scott Flowers checks into the game for the Colts. He'll play tight end. We may throw to him here. 3:26 to go in the game. Colts on top 17-12. Colts send Jason Graber wide to the right. Cooper Tyner is in the slot to the right. And Scott Flowers, the tight end, is lined up on the left-hand side. And out of the I formation, we're going to sprint out to the right. Maxie looking, and just throws the football deep downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Carroll Academy's Jeremy Jones. And Jeremy Jones is going to be tackled back inside the 20 at about the 19-yard line. So football was thrown in double coverage by Maxie, and number 7, Jones, just intercepted it and runs it football back out to the 21-yard line, and they're going to have to go 79 yards to win this football game, and the Lee Academy defense is going to be called on again to stop them.
Got 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go in this ball game, Ivan. Like you say, they've got a long way to go and a pretty stingy Colt defense to try to take it in with.
They break huddle in an I formation. Clock is running with a wide receiver to the left and a slot to the left. And Jones out of the I formation is under the center, and he's going to go straight back in the pocket to throw, and going to throw it out here at incomplete. Intended for number 80 for Carroll Academy. 88 for Carroll Academy. That's Chris Shaw. Football should have been caught. He just knocked through, just went through his hands and makes it 2nd and 10 for Carroll. 2:59 to go in the football game.
Had it been caught, it was good for about 5 yards, at least.
Jones breaks the huddle and sends a wide receiver this time to the right. We have 3 wide receivers to the right and a running back set behind Shaw. Behind Jones, and Jones is back to throw, looking over the middle. It's going to be tipped and almost intercepted by Stony Stonestreet. Stony Stonestreet almost got it.
Got a flag, looks like, in the middle of the field there.
A flag on the play as we'll wait and see what this call is.
It'll be
holding against Carroll. Now the question is whether the Colts want it to be 3rd and 10 or 2nd and 20.
I think I'd take it 2nd and 20.
Carroll Academy thinks we're going to take it, and Coach Finney is telling them to take it. So it'll be 2nd down and 20, and we're going to make them go 89 yards instead of 79 yards with 2:52 to go in the football game. Carroll Academy's a good team, Rich. They've lost 3 close games this year. Heritage beat them pretty good, but they had Pillow on the ropes, I know, because we listened to that football game on the way back from
our first game.
From our first game.
I'm going to tell you what, I think they are 2-1 in the Division II North AAA, tied with Heritage.
So this could be a team that we see again somewhere down the line.
Within the next few weeks.
Second down and 20 yards to go. We got AC in the football game at quarterback. That means Jones has moved out to one of the split receivers.
He's pretty fast.
And the Colts are looking for... Intercepted by Clay Downs. All right, Clay. Oh, boy, what a job. Clay Downs, number 56, the senior all-conference linebacker, stepped in there and intercepted it. And the Lee Academy Colts now with 17-12 lead with 2:46 to go in the game. Clay Downs, 6'5", 255-pound senior middle linebacker, danced over there and got it.
He was only 240 in your office this afternoon.
2:40 to go in the game, and the clock is running. And the Colts leading 17-12. Are in the I formation with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. And Maxey is just going to give it to Chuck Scott, right off right tackle, and Scott's going to be knocked down for a gain of about 1 or 2 on the play. Big number 70 for Carroll. That's Trevor Greenlee. Knocks Chuck down. 2:10 to go in the game. Clock is running. And the defense comes through again for the Lee Academy Colts in the form of a pass interception by big number 56, Clay Dabbs, 6'6", 276-pound middle linebacker.
Still growing.
For the Lee Academy Colts. And they send wide receivers to the right and 1 to the left. And out of the I formation, Chase Maxey is barking out his signals, and that's going to be a flag on the play.
Too much time.
That's going to be a delay of game, I think, against the Lee Academy Colts. A 5-yard step off, and that's what it is, delay of game. And make it 2nd down and 15 yards to go for the Lee Academy Colts as we get a tight end into the football game, Scott Flowers. Taking out Ivy Dees, our 3rd wide receiver. This 3 wide receiver set was something that was put in especially for Carroll Academy. We have a wide receiver right, Cooper Tyner, wide left in Jason Graber. And out of the I formation, Chase Maxey is going to run a pitch sweep to Chuck Scott. Chuck Scott trying to get to the corner, is going to get to the corner, is going to run hard inside of Carroll Academy's 20 down to about the 15-yard line. Pickup of about 10 on the play.
I tell you, good job running that time again by Chuck Scott. Good job of blocking by those backs in the backfield. Shannon Hood did a good job allowing Chuck to turn upfield. 3rd
down and about 5, probably closer to 6 for the Lee Academy Colts. With 1:10 to go in the football game, clock is running. Colts break huddle and send a wide receiver to the right, 2 wide receivers to the left. Cooper Tyner's limping a little bit. And out of the I formation, Maxey is going to run the option and going to pitch it to Chuck Scott, and Chuck Scott's going to get back on it. Boy, and 7 was close to picking that up on a bounce and carrying it the distance.
Jeremy Jones is right there with it.
And timeout has been called by the Carroll Academy Rebels. Timeout is on the field, 46 seconds to go in the game. Colts lead 17-12. We pause 1 minute for this word from our sponsors. This is Lee Academy football. Where is Kirk? Where are they? Where's the ball? Academy Colts lead 17-12. We just got a report from Kirk Academy with 2:08 to go in the football game. The Pillow Academy Mustangs lead the Kirk Academy Raiders 13-10. Of course, everybody knows if Pillow Academy were to upset the Kirk Academy Raiders, the Lee Academy Colts are the Division I 3A champions. Right now, we're worried about 46 seconds to go in this football game. And the Colts on 4th down and 15 are going to go for it. And we're just going to run a reverse to Wayne Bolin. And Bolin is going to be
clip.
It's going to be a clip called on Clay Dabbs. And now the question will be whether or not they will give us another play or just take the play and get the ball.
Well, I believe they're probably just going to take the ball now. I don't think they're going to give us another play to run more time off the clock.
So Carroll's going to get the football back with 37 seconds to go in the game, and the Lee Academy defense is going to be called on one more time. They've got to go 75 yards to score the winning touchdown with 37 seconds to go, and they break huddle with one wide receiver to the left, 3 wide receivers to the right, and Acey's the quarterback again.
I tell you again, it just looks like everybody needs to get a little organized out there.
Something upset referee Joe Simcox, and Acey's under the center, and he's straight back to throw, and just going to throw the football down the field, and it's going to be incomplete. Youngster had inside position on Graber a little bit, number 18, Jeremy Beckwith, and the football was just overthrown and incomplete. 21 seconds to go in the football game. Kirk Academy scored at Kirk and has taken the lead against Pilla. 21 seconds to go in the game. Colts on top 17-12. We'll be on the air next week at 7:20 with the Kirk Academy Raiders against the Lee Academy Colts. And Carroll Academy. Acey straight back to throw, getting pressure, throws, it's going to be intercepted again by Clay Dabbs.
Clay Dabbs with his second interception. Bam, bam, Bigelow has struck.
Number 56, Clay Dabbs, 6'11", 313-pound inside linebacker for the Lee Academy Colts.
Bam, bam, Bigelow, I like that one too.
Has intercepted the football, and the Colts, we have a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is. A flag on the play. I believe the Colts may be guilty of roughing the passer. With 14 seconds to go in the game, they're going to get the football back. And they break huddle with 14 seconds to go, so Clay Dabbs' interception is negated. There's a 15-yard step-off for the Lee Academy Colts out to the 40-yard line.
Well, you know they just go sit back and throw it again.
Bradley Gordon, the free safety, is standing at about at our 35-yard line with the score 17-12. Colt defense is back. Linebackers about 10 yards back. And there's the football that's going to be caught out here. And there's an option pitch. And they're going to knock him down. Number 44 as they try the hook and ladder. The football game is over. Lee Academy Colts win 17-12.
They're clearing the field.
It's not over with yet. They're going to stop it. Let's see how many seconds they tell you to put back up.
Well, it looks like it's at 1 second now. 1 second, one play.
2 seconds to go in the game. Carroll's going to get one more play. First down and 10 yards to go, but that doesn't mean a thing as they're ready to go. And now that's the last play of the game. And as a defensive penalty.
That's a dead ball foul.
That's a dead ball. That'll be a defensive penalty against the Lee Academy Colts. It'll be a 5-yard step off, and they're going to get one more play with no time left on the clock. Game cannot end on a defensive penalty. The Colts were guilty of offsides, and they're going to get one shot into the end zone. And anybody who witnessed the Michigan-Colorado game knows what can happen when you get one shot into the end zone. They try the old hook and ladder or whatever that old play is called. Offsides against the Colts. Carroll Academy is going to get one more play. 17-12 is the score. No time is left on the clock, but Carroll's going to get another play. Colts just need to make one tackle is all they need to make.
One tackle within 41 yards.
Acey's under the center. And this is the last play of the game. And straight back to throws Acey. And he throws the football down. It's going to be not down by Eric Williams. The Lee Academy Colts win the football game 17-12. Colts now have tied the school record for the most victories in a season, winning their 10th game of the year. And they go into the